Alright everyone, welcome back to more of When They Cry. So we continue on with the chaotic mess that is episode 4 and all its nonsense that it comes with. And if anything guys, it's filled with so much surprises. But if anything, I'm going to continue on, so I hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for all the love and support, and here we go. Alright guys, welcome back again.
もう倒れてもいいんだぞ。
Nanjo patted the goat on the shoulder. Oh, Oni-chan gave it his all. As the sparkling drops from the goat's eyes scattered, he softly toppled backwards and flattened Virgilia like a pancake. The goat's massive body was too heavy for the slender Virgilia. She floundered around with it on top of her, but it didn't look like she would be able to escape. In that instant, the barrier Virgilia had sealed broke.
悪く思うな。テコの原理を侮ったのが君の敗因だ。
どうしてあのカウンターでテコの原理が働くのかしらね。永遠の謎だわ。
今のうちに逃げましょう。ヤギさんもお大事に。
それでは失礼します、ワルギリア様。
ペコリ。
待ちなさい。これどけて。ガブガブガブガブガブガブ。
There was nothing more to block their way. They ran through the underground passage with single-minded purpose. Jessica had finally been cornered with the wall at her back. Ronov's magic barrier was advancing bit by bit and would probably crush her against the wall before long. Considering the distance, this would be the final strike, the final throw of her Iron Fist. Jessica had dealt out many punches so far. The wall wasn't invincible. It had already started to crack, and it wouldn't be strange for it to smash at any moment. However, due to the rebounding damage, Jessica herself was in a very bad shape, with cuts all over her body.
もうおよしなさい。あなたを押しつぶすつもりはありません。
Well, you're almost there, Jessica. You might as well just keep going. He's straining.
あなたの処遇は親方様が決めますからね。しかし、ジェシカ様のナイスファイトは、私からも特に申し上げるつもりですよ。
ふざけるんじゃねえぜ。まだだ。まだ終わっちゃいねえぜ。
あなたは満身創痍。立っているのもやっとではありませんか。あなたは最後の一撃に全ての力を込めるつもりでいるようだ。しかし、その最後の一撃は、むしろあなたにとって命取りになりますよ。
The damage reflected by Ronov's magic barrier was proportional to the strength of the attack. Jessica's all-out punch would be bounced back onto her. The more all-out she went, the more suicide it would be for her.
わかってるぜ。そんなことはよ。
警告します。もうおやめなさい。それがあなたのためです。
強がるなよ。お前の壁が、もう破れかかってるんだろ。殴ってきた私には、手応えでわかってるんだぜ。
That was a fact. Ronov's wall was already on the verge of breaking, and on top of that, Jessica's fists had been imbued with an unimaginable magical attack power by now, and their destructive power defied the imagination. If she wasn't careful, that destructive power might pierce the defensive wall, smash Ronov as well, and then go on to expand the size of her bedroom by connecting to the room next door. However, that damage would rebound on Jessica as well. She wouldn't escape unharmed.
もう一度だけ言います。おやめなさい。あなたのためを思って言っています。
やかましいぜ。覚悟しやがれ。
Jessica howled. Putting all her strength and her last and greatest destructive power into her fist, she roared. The three goats had been beaten down long ago. Without a single ragged breath, George cautiously closed the distance between him and Gop. He was after her. He was planning on bringing her down with a single strike. Gop was also aiming for a single strike. If she let that chance slide, this time she would be killed.
落とし穴は使わないのかい？
Even the tiny moment of weakness during the time it took to open the hole would prove fatal against George now. Gop cautiously calculated the distance and timing, but even as she did, George closed the gap between them.
来ないなら行くよ。
来なさいよ。今さら小細工も何もないわ。私のこの蹴りで決着をつけてやる。
The instant she noticed George's body blur, only his jacket was floating in the air. A short sound of realization entered her mind, and in that instant, darkness covered her face. George, with his heels swung up high, looked even like a massive dragon attacking from the sky.
かかったわね。これで私の勝ちよ。後ろ宮ジョージ！
何？
Gop opened a vast pit with her in the center and swallowed up George along with herself. The two were swallowed up by the pit and spat out from the ceiling of the arbor. But that was what Gop had been after, so she alone landed lightly. But there was another pit in George's landing spot.
もらったわ！後ろ宮ジョージ！面白かったわよ。死になさい。あんたみたいな上等。後ろ宮家の当主なんてもったいないわ。今この場で私が食ってあげる。
George once again fell from the ceiling of the arbor. He had probably been dropped the same distance as falling off the roof of a two-story building. In midair, he couldn't control his posture in any way. It was impossible to resist or defend or avoid. As Gop spun like a whirlwind, she concentrated all of her energy on the sharp tip of her stiletto heel. This was the final strike to perform his requiem. The Queen Bee's final strike that would bore into heaven, knocking him down into the true abyss.
ようこそ奈落へ。ここがあんたの終着点よ。
Her prey captured in her sight. She launched her foot up into the sky. It was then that she saw George's face. Even though he was in midair, he was calmly adjusting his glasses with the middle finger of his left hand. And his posture was still preserved as that of an axe kick, aiming for Gop's forehead without the faintest deviation.
君がその手に出ることは想定済みだったよ。僕が地上の君に飛びかかとを食らわせるために飛んでいたなら、僕の姿勢はとっくに崩れていただろうさ。しかし、僕の姿勢はいささかも崩れない。なぜかわかるかい？僕は初めから2フロア下の君にかかとを食らわせるつもりで飛んでいる！君の負けだ、お嬢さん！
ピンポーン。
Jessica's last and strongest upwards punch reached the wall and was sucked in. It was sucked into the black large hole that had suddenly opened on the wall.
だからおやめなさいと忠告したのに。
これは
Really? They went through all that, pulled off some miraculous fights, and they go like this?
実は、全然ピンチでもなんでもなかったの。ごめんなさいね。
Well, I was saying earlier that they're, you know, supernatural beings. Like, it felt really weird that they were pretty much, you know, at a disadvantage. So it's not that surprising, but at the same time, like, they were really playing these two. Jessica's fist had gone for George's stomach. Oh, that sucks. That's what happened. And George's axe kick had lined up on Jessica's head. The shocking destructive power imbued in Jessica's fist crushed George's organs and scarred his abdomen. The equally as shocking destructive power in George's axe kick smashed half of Jessica's head and scattered its contents in the same manner.
だって、魔女は演技力なんでしょ？ねえねえ、リーチェ、どうよ？見ててくれたかしら？やるな、筋書き通り。やっぱガープは分かってるじゃん。イエーイ！
Beato and Gap gave each other a light high five.
ありがとロノウェイ。こっちで美味しくいただけた。ジェシカの死体はそっちに返すわ。二人で寄り添う死体を引き離す。これで第二の晩は出来上がり。
Alright, I'll say that was pretty clever. Terrible, but clever. Gop dropped Jessica's corpse into a pit, and chucked all the chunks of meat, too, into Jessica's room, as carelessly as throwing them into the trash. Jessica's corpse and lumps of flesh fell from the ceiling and poured out all over her room. Roanoff shook his head slightly at this all too gruesome change.
申し訳ございませんね、ジェシカ様。ご忠告は申し上げたのですよ。
I mean, technically, you're still gonna kill her anyway. I mean, warning her made no difference.
もっとも、この結末を予見し、聞き入れないと分かっている忠告を重ねる悪魔の醍醐味は、人間には分からないでしょうがね。
本当に面白かったわ、坊や。でもあんた、ちょっと言葉遊びが過ぎるわよ。そろそろ反撃してもいいかなが最高傑作あなた、どこかのラノベか何かにかぶれすぎよ。
In the arbor brutally decorated by George and Jessica scattered blood and guts, Gop enjoyed a loud laugh for a while. But she quickly realized that in all seriousness this was a little too filthy and undignified, and she snapped her fingers. As she did, goat butterflies rose up from the ground all around the garden, stuck to each of the bits and stained patches of blood and got them out. Then bit by bit they slowly turned back into George's corpse, and the awful corpse with its guts splattered out was prepared into a clean corpse that looked like it was sleeping. Was this some kind of post-mortem sportsmanship towards a good opponent? The heavens were slowly split, because Gop had lifted a leg high into the air, pointing at the sky.
じゃあね、色男。これが本当のゲームオーバー。
Without a trace of mercy, that foot was brought down and buried into George's forehead. Her stiletto heel, sharp as a weapon, was impaled through George's forehead. She pulled it out with a blorp. It was like a mark of proof that Gop had indeed finished him by her own hand. And that's how you left the mark. Okay. Roanoke returned Jessica's corpse to its original form as well. And unlike how it had been with George, he also restored Jessica's life.
これは一体夢。
いいえ、違います。ジェシカ様は確かにお亡くなりになりました。最後の瞬間の記憶をよくご存知のはずだ。
It was burnt into the back of Jessica's mind. For some reason, she remembered being thrown somewhere and that her head had been smashed by George's heel.
私は生きてるのか。
いいえ、死んでいます。私の魔法でほんの3分ほど、それを先送りにしているに過ぎません。3分が過ぎれば魔法が終わり、あなたは無残な頭部半壊の死体に戻ります。
だと
死は残酷です。多くの場合、心の整理さえ与えない。しかし私は、ここまで検討したあなたを称え、その時間を与えることにしました。その3分間で、この世の未練をよく整理されるといいでしょう。
その3分でお前を道連れにするという手もあるぜ。
But the power that had been burning inside Jessica's body was now completely lost. Jessica was aware of that herself. She was already dead.
それでは私はこれにて、失礼いたします。楽しかったですよ、ジェシカ様。
Roanoke turned his form into a cloud of gold butterflies and disappeared. All that remained was the sound of the wind and rain, and the figure of Jessica crouching down against the wall. Jessica realized, after 3 minutes, she probably would really revert to the corpse she had been. In those 3 minutes, was there anything she could do? She stood up with a shaky gait, took the phone that was on the desk.
もしもし、ジェシカか。ジェシカ、どうした？無事か？
やられしまったぜ。
大丈夫か？怪我をしてるのか？今助けに行く。
いや、もう遅いぜ。私さ、もう死んでるんだと。バトラーが来た時には、私は頭を半分ぶちまけた死体だよ。
クソじじいめ！待てろ、今そこに行くからな。
聞けよ、バトラー。いいか、よく聞け。幸田さんたちがどうして食堂で6人が殺された時のこと、歯切れが悪いのかよくわかった。あいつらな、人間じゃねえんだぜ。
何を言ってんだ。
言っちまったんだ。仕方ねえだろ。あいつらさ、ワープしたりバリア張ったりやりたい放題だぜ。どこの漫画だよ、アニメだよ。いや、マジでかなわねえぜ。最初からさ、 戦うとか、無理なんだよ。バトラが自慢してた、棒仕掛けの槍程度で、とてもどうにかなる相手じゃねえぜ。
Line of blood dripped down from Jessica's forehead.
ジョージ兄さんもダメだった。ありゃ、即死だ。次のテストはバトラだな。お前のテストも私たちと同じになるのかな。用心しろよ。そして間違えるな。
テストか？
違う。敵はどうせ人間だと間違えるなよ。敵は人間じゃない。恐ろしい魔法を自在に扱える悪魔なんだ。そこを絶対に間違えるんじゃねえぜ。用心しろよ。
A line of blood dripped down from Jessica's mouth as well. That left half of her head started hurting. Jessica realized that she was about to return to the corpse she had been.
13人死ねば黄金の魔女が蘇る。母さんたちが殺されて6人。これで第1の番。そして私とジョージ兄さんが死んで第2の番。あと5人殺されれば儀式は完成で魔女が蘇るってわけだ。父さんたち無事だといいな。もし無事じゃなかったらお前をテストするのは復活したてのベアトリーチェ自身ってことになるかもしれねえぜ。
By now, Balor had no idea what Jessica was saying, but from her tone, he realized that she knew she was about to die. So even though he didn't understand the situation, he urged her to hang on in there.
私はもう死んでるんだって。じゃあな、もう時間みたいだ。テスト頑張れよ。お前が当主になれるといいな。
ジェシカ、ジェシカ、おい、返事をしろ。ジェシカ
Balor's sorrowful voice could be heard from the dangling receiver. Crouching with her head back against the adjacent wall, Jessica's head was half smashed.
ここは
これは井戸なのか？
Not gonna lie, I honestly thought it would be Kanon that would make it in time to see her last 3 minutes off, but it turns out she ended up calling Battler, which was unexpected. I quite honestly still don't know what to make of this whole episode. It is very confusing, and right now you have people literally telling you to believe magic is going on, which, I mean, after what's been happening in this particular episode, you can't really be blamed for thinking otherwise, but still, so much is going on.
ここはどこなんだ？
Kirei stuck her face out of the well, and then Kraus showed himself too. When he noticed that they could see the back of the mansion beyond a grove of trees, Kraus realized more or less where they were. To think that there had been a hidden underground passage in a well all the way out here, and that had led to a hidden mansion.
老体にはやはりこれは辛いですな。普段は別の場所からちゃんと階段で上がれるのです。 鍵さえ開けば。南條先生には後でいろいろとここの構造についてお教え願いたいものだ。シャノン、大丈夫かね。捕まりたまえ。
大丈夫です。カノン君、早く。
Kanon was the last climbing up the ladder towards him in the shaft disguised as a well. It was probably quite deep. When he looked down for the first time, he realized how far he'd come up.
にひ、射撃。
Ah, of course. As Kanon was about to finally crawl out of the well, a hole the size of a basketball opened up in his chest. Everyone there looked through the hole in Kanon's chest to the scenery beyond. Kanon toppled backwards and was swallowed up into the depths of the well.
みんな逃げて。シスト姉妹、捕捉されてます。回避できない。走って。
So why run? If they locked onto you, it's gonna kill you anyway. Oh well, you know, desperate times, right? Go for it.
一人でも生き残って。
At that time, Kraus, Kirei, and Nanjo clearly saw a golden curve appear from the well and sow itself through the side of Shannon's head. Oh my god.
シャノン。
Head pierced. The three were perfect witnesses to everything up to and including the opposite side of her head being blasted away into a pulp. Shannon fell to her knees, blood gushing from both sides of her head, and flopped to the ground.
私たちは狙われてる。走って、殺されるわよ。
走れ、走れ、走れ、走れ。
Yeah, your guardians are gone now, guys. You better go. Nanjo had become paralyzed in fright by the manner of Shannon's death, and the Shester sisters would not miss their chance. Of course. Bye, Nanjo. Again. A curve appeared from the well and pierced through Nanjo's forehead and out of the back of his head in an instant, sewing through him. And so Nanjo expired.
何なんだ。どうしてなんだ。敵はどこから。
狙撃されてるのよ。どこか知らないけど、私たちを完全に捉えてる。屋敷へ逃げ込むのよ。視界を遮るのよ。
Well, they don't realize that thing can go through walls, right? The two dashed into the back entrance of the mansion. Then the instant Crouch tried to shut the door behind them. A golden curve appeared for the fourth time, piercing Kraus from the back of his head out through his forehead and smashing even his forehead to pieces. Kraus's body lurched over, fell down hard, and drew a neat radial pattern with the insides of his head. Kirei ran wildly through the hallway, flew into some room, and locked the door. But she couldn't imagine for a moment that this would save her life. She would probably die soon. This was apparently one of the guest rooms. At that moment, a phone on the side table caught Kirei's eye. If I were you, I would grab that phone, duck down, hide under the bed, and call. At this point, there's really no other options left. You're gonna die? Go for it. After hanging up the call from Jessica, Ballard was literally just about to dash out. In that instant, the phone rang again.
もしもし。キリエさん。
はい、バトラ君。
It's amazing how well she can be composed again. How she can compose herself so well.
ラッキーだったわ。なんとか力を脱出できたの。本当についてた。
そこはどこだ。みんな無事なのかよ。こっちはジェシカとジョージの兄貴がどうやら。
聞いて。私の命は多分もう長くは持たないわ。
Then right after she got the sudden feeling that the keyhole of the locked door might have glowed gold, a gold curved line drawing a helix, no, a golden sewing thread infiltrated the room through there at an incredible speed and bored a hole into the floor by Kire's feet. Oh, that's rare. The enemy who had sniped the other 4, one after another with extraordinary skill, apparently really does have trouble shooting me between the eyes with a single shot while I'm holed up in this room. But the next strike will probably hit. At this point, Kire finally remembered the initial massacre in the dining hall. That's right. This is what killed Rudolph and the rest of all 6 of them.
聞いて、バトラ君。私が見たことをありのまま話す。バトラ君は、きっと私の頭がどうにかなってしまったんだろうと思うに違いない。ええ、思ってくれていいわ。私だって何を見たのか未だに整理がつかない。今日、バトラ君たちがゲストハウスに帰ってから、食堂で親族会議が始まって、そして何が起こったかをすべて話すわ。口を挟まないで最後まで聞いて。途中で急に電話が切れるかもしれない。そしたらその時は私が殺された時よ。
キリエさん。